Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ & Sons and our NCAA Baseball 22 series, the road to the College World Series. And we have got a heck of a game for y'all today. We are going to be facing off against our bitter rival, the useless Oklahoma Sooners. Here we are playing it in Dallas, though, at the Ranger Stadium, as close to the Red River Shootout as we can get. And that's what I call it. I do not call it the rivalry. That is a weak name. That is not what describes this thing. And so we are going with the Red River Shootout here. We will be the home team, though, for this one. We did win the first two games of this weekend series, and we are looking to complete the sweep, which will get us back into the winning category, somewhere we have not been in quite a while since the beginning of the season. Now to start, we're going to have Chad Geringer up. He's got 16 starts with a pretty good 8-4 record for the Horns so far. His ERA is a little higher with 4.45, but we've been able to come back with him and get him some good hits to kind of allow ourselves to maintain that record for him. Now first starting is going to be Julio Castillo. Will be the first at bat for this Sooners offense, and Geringer is going to deliver that pitch, and it's going to be a weak little line drive to Ramirez there at short, just past the infield. And one pitch, one out here in Dallas as we get this game started and ready to go. Looking at the lineup for the Sooners, seeing only a couple guys at around the 300 mark for them on the season, so they are having a down year as well with their hitting. But hey, in a rivalry game, you can never really predict what's going to happen. So coming up for second for the Sooners is going to be Shane McAtee, batting .195 on the season. He has 10 home runs and 30 RBIs. So number two batter, he does have plenty of speed, so we have to be careful to make sure to avoid him being on the base path. And with an 0-1 count, Geringer delivers that next pitch, a changeup low and away, but it does fall within the zone, making it 0-2 now, as Geringer gets set to deliver the third one, and he's going to hit another grounder up the middle to Ramirez, who's got to field it, and he gets the throw over just in time to first to get out number two here to get this game started. So far, 2 up, 2 down for the Longhorns as they get this Sunday afternoon game underway. Now Jose Castro, one of the only guys batting over 300 for the Sooners, comes to the plate, and he's going to hit a high pop foul. We got his timing completely thrown off on that one. And Falk is going to make the catch over there on this foul territory, and that's going to end this top half of inning number 1. So good start to this game as we take a look around at the fans in the stands from the new MLB The Show fan cam. And now the Longhorns are coming to bat here in the bottom of the first. Bill Hamill will lead us off with a .235 average, 12 home runs, and 30 RBIs as well. But where he really pays off for us is when he gets on the base path. And he's going to take a swing at that first pitch, and it's a line drive pretty high, though, and they come under it and make the catch there in right center. So a pretty good blast by Hamill, just a little bit further over would have gotten him on base. However, for OU as well, 1 pitch, 1 out. Not the way we really wanted to start. Looking at our lineup, we got some pretty good batting averages sitting at above 250 for a majority of the guys playing today. So hopefully we'll be able to come through and get Geringer some big hits. Now Martin Cruz, number 2 in our lineup, playing third base for us, steps up, batting .285 on the season with a pretty high OPS. Let that first pitch go for a strike. So here comes the second pitch, and he's going to foul off that high fastball. Little out of the zone, but close enough to swing, and he gets a foul. So the count is now 0-2 to Cruz. And Andres Alonso, the Sooner pitcher, he delivers that one home, and that's going to be a ball. 1-2 is now the count. So Alonso comes home with the 1-2 pitch, and swing and a miss by Cruz. He gave it a cut. That one was slightly out of the zone. Probably shouldn't have swung at it, but Alonso will get his first strikeout of the afternoon. And that is not a good sign so far. Swinging at pitches out of the zone. Did it a couple times on that at bat for Cruz. We need to be sure to keep a watch on that so we're not getting too wild up there. Now Cristobal Ramirez steps up, and he blasts one right up the middle, but it hits Alonso, and it stops dead. And Alonso's going to get it over to first, and that will end the inning. So both teams held hitless in inning number 1 here in Dallas as this Red River Rivalry comes to a close on this weekend series. Now we're going to jump ahead to the bottom of the third inning. The score is still tied 0-0. Mark Gonzalez is coming to the plate. He's our second baseman. Pretty good power hitter, and he gets a hold of that one. That's going to be a deep fly to left field. And it's going to be just shy of the wall, but it does bounce off. He will come in safe standing with a double on that one. Man, we were about 2 feet short of him going around the bases right there, but just could not get that extra little lift. And it falls just shy of the home run mark, bounces off the wall. And you got to give the Sooner defense credit for being able to back up all the way from center field running over there as he was able to get that ball thrown in before we can get Gonzalez over to third here. So now with our leadoff hitter on second, Fernando Perez is going to come to the plate. He's our power hitting outfielder, batting .274 on the season, plus he has some pretty good speed, so he's definitely a big-time weapon for us. First pitch was a swing and a miss, and that second pitch comes in low and inside for a ball, so the count is even up at 1-1 apiece. Now Gonzalez is at second. He has some speed, not as much as I normally like for stealing with somebody, but he does have a 90% steal percentage, so you got to keep that in mind. Third pitch is a ball, so 2-1 is a count, and Perez lines the fourth pitch right down the foul line, and that's going to be even things up at 2-2. Now Alonso gets set, checks Gonzalez, and comes home. And Perez is going to ground out to first. We thought we could have gotten that one through. It was a hard hit ball over to the right side, but the first baseman is able to snag that one. However, Gonzalez does move over to third on the play. So now Bill Hamill comes to the plate with one out and a man in scoring position here, 90 feet away from home. Alonso comes home with the first pitch. Hamill, deep drive. Isn't going to be enough to get him home, and it looks like it should be. They make the catch, and here comes Gonzalez. He is on his horse, and he will score fairly easily, so the Longhorns will take the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning with 2 outs as that sacrifice fly by Hamill does get Gonzalez home. Now Martin Cruz comes up. He did strike out for us there in the first inning, hoping to turn his fortunes around in this at-bat. And Alonso comes home with the pitch. He's going to hit a hard grounder to second, and they're going to scoop that one up and get it over to first easily. That will end the third inning, but the damage has been done as we claim now a 1-0 lead here. 1 run off 2 hits for the Longhorns, no runs off 1 hit for the Sooners. Now we're going to jump ahead to the top of the 6th inning. Gehringer is still in as our starter. He's only got 46 pitches. He's doing a good job of getting some early outs on some weak hits and pop flies. But not on that one as they drive that one up to left center. Hamill cuts it off and gets it inside before they can get over 2 seconds. So that will be a single for the Sooner offense as they finally are starting to look like they're getting something going on Gehringer. So a man on first, Shane McAtee to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. And so hopefully we can get a ground play with there being only one double play with there only being 1 out on that one. So now after 2 pitches, the count is even at 1-1. Gehringer with the slide step comes home and delivers a fat pitch right down the middle. That was a mistake to not swing. However, the count is 1-2. Now Gehringer delivers, and this time McAtee is going to give it a rip and destroys it, but goes foul. So the count remains at 1-2. And he's going to swing and miss on a high fastball. And that was a great pitch by Gehringer just at the top side of the zone. There's no way he's going to be able to get around on that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's going to be the second strikeout in this game for Gehringer. So like I said, he's not getting a whole lot of strikeouts, but he is getting some easier outs. So now with 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning, Jose Castro is going to come to the plate, and that first pitch he'll let go by for a strike. And now the 0-1 delivery. Comes in quick, and that's another fastball just on the outside edge called for a strike once again. So 0-2 is the count. Gehringer delivers, and that's a high foul ball into the stands. Castro looks like he's getting that timing on that fastball, maybe looking to switch it up by Gehringer. And that time he does, and it's going to be hit up the middle. Gonzalez makes a diving effort, just not able to scoop it up. And that will be an infield hit. So now it looks like the Sooners have got something going with a man on first and second. Scott Burrows, who's 0 for 2 in the afternoon, comes to the plate now and faces a changeup on first pitch, which is called for a strike. So 0-1 is a count. Gehringer delivers, and he's being careful with Burrows. He has got a lot of power, so we know what he can do, so we've got to be careful with these pitches, but I'm not going to risk walking him either. And that next one is going to be a fastball down and away in the zone. Swing and a miss. So 1-2 is a count, and Gehringer delivers a pitch inside, called for a ball, and everything is evened up now. Garinger working fast, gets set and delivers that one home, and it's going to be another foul ball. Burrows not going down easy as the count remains 2-2. Garinger comes home with it. Once again, another foul ball. Looks like we're getting about the 7th pitch. Burrows is fighting at the plate. Battle between Garinger and Burrows, and it looks like they are in a stalemate at this time. Garinger coming up with about his 8th pitch at this at bat, fires it home, and Burrows is going to ground it over to Gonzalez, who's going to get the easy out at first. Longhorns work out of danger in that one. And that is what you need to see from your pitching staff and your defense. Get out of danger when things start to go a little bit wrong for you at that point when we had 2 guys on and only and the 2 outs with big hitters out. So now in the bottom of the 6th, Bill Hamill will come to the plate. He did lead us off in this game. He's 0 for 1 on the day after the sacrifice fly with the 1 RBI. And he'll let that first pitch go by for a strike here in the bottom of the 6th. Andres Alonso still in for the Sooners as well. Both pitchers maintaining pretty well into this game. And that next pitch will be a ball inside, so 1-1 is the count as Alonso comes home with it high and away. Ball 2 for delivered to Hamill. So 2-1 is where we stand here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Longhorns still leading 1-0. Hamill swings and blasts one right past the third baseman, but they're going to call it foul, just past the bag. Therefore, the count is now even up at 2 apiece. And he comes home and another one fouled down the left side. It looks like we're a little off on our timing. Need to make the corrections on it. And we're swinging at him out of the zone. Alonso hasn't really delivered one pitch in the zone, and we've been swinging at him all. But that one we hold back on, and it's a slider outside. Full count here now as the payoff pitch comes home from Alonso. Right over the plate, and Hamill's going to swing and deliver that one off to the left field wall. He's rounding first and headed for second, and he'll get a stand-up double to start off this 6th inning, as we have now got something working. Hamill gets his 17th double on the season. Like I said, his speed is really what pays off for us. He can turn any single into a double. He can get a single into a steal at any base, whether it be second or third. But he comes around beautifully on that pitch and drives it to left field. Now Martin Cruz, 0 for 2 on the afternoon, comes to the plate here to face off against Alonso. That first pitch is going to be an inside slider, a little bit down in the zone, but a perfect pitch, and he just lets that one go. So 0-1 is the count to Cruz. And Alonso gets set and comes home with it outside, and Hamill's going to take off for third, and he's going to slide in safely at third. They're going to call that a wild pitch. They are. That's what it looked like to me, too. Wild pitch here gets Hamill over to third. So if we can get a simple pop-up or even a grounder, we're looking at getting another run on the board with Hamill's speed. Cruz now facing a 1-1 count, lets that pitch come by him high inside for a ball. So 2-1 is the count. It looks like Richard Wells and Domingo Diaz are warming up for the Sooners in the bullpen. They may be getting kind of worried about Alonso's arm and his accuracy at this point. So now bottom of the 6th, man on third. 2-1 is the count. Now it's 3-1. Oh, man, they got a 3-1 count to Cruz. That's not somebody you want to get 3-1. He's in a big-time hitter's count, needing to come through for the Longhorns on this one. Cruz at the plate. Alonso delivers, and Cruz is going to swing at a bad pitch, and it hits a high ball right there to first base. An easy out, can of corn right there. And that's going to bring one out as Hamill stays at third. So Cristobal Ramirez, 0 for 2 on the afternoon, comes to the plate, needing to get Hamill home. I'm not happy with a 1-run lead, and he's not able to hold back on that swing. And that one is called for a strike. Now, Ramirez is not really the guy you want up to bat in this situation. Batted 187 with runners in scoring position, but maybe this is an opportunity to improve that as the second pitch goes by for a ball. 1-1 is the count. Alonso keeping an eye on Hamill. Comes home with the pitch. And Ramirez swings and foul down the left field line. Got to be careful of getting a strikeout. Don't want to put ourselves in a position where we cannot get a sacrifice if we need to. Ramirez, 1-2 is the count. He's going to swing. You've got to be kidding. No, he held back. Okay. Whew, looked like he swung on that one. The ball just bounced away from the catcher, but he does gather it up. Hamill stays where he's at. Count is even up at 2 apiece. Thankfully, no swing on that call. Alonso comes home with the pitch. Ramirez hits a line drive to right field. It's going to be caught, but that's far enough. Hamill's coming home. And he's going to slide across home plate as we add another run to our lead. 2-0 is how this game stands at this point after that sacrifice fly by Ramirez. Right there. Beautiful way to get him home. Had to take advantage of a Sooner mistake, but got to like what we were able to do. Now we will take this 2-0 lead here into the 8th inning where Ryan Kidd comes in to set up our closing effort. He's had a pretty good outing so far this season. Done a pretty well job. We've kind of got his timing down with a warm-up pitch. No need to do too much of that. So now here comes Glenn Villa for the Sooners. 0 for 2 on the afternoon, and that first pitch is going to be a 98-mile-an-hour cut fastball. They're in for a strike. It looks like the Sooner coach did not like that one. As 0-1 is the count, Kidd comes home with it, and they're going to foul that one to the Longhorn dugout. And the count is now 0-2 for a man who's 0-2 on the day here in the top of the 8th inning. Longhorns still lead 2-0, and Villa's going to strike out looking at that one. Could not believe that pitch came floating in there. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. Getting these outs, these are big time outs that we need. I am getting nervous that we're going to have to face the top half of the lineup here probably in the 9th inning if we get through this one, 1, 2, 3, but we'll kind of see how that goes. Now Estevan Aquino comes in. He's 0 for 2 on the day, batting 9th in this lineup, so we will see the top of the lineup starting with the next batter. That first pitch comes in as a ball. The second one is a fastball, a little bit more over the plate than what I like, but it still comes in for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Now Kidd delivers, and that's going to be, how is that one outside? That looked like well in the zone, but it's called a ball. 2-1 is the count now. As Kidd comes home with it, and that's going to even it up. Got the slider just about the same position over the plate as it was before, but this time it's called for a strike. So 2-2 delivery, and he's going to blast that one into right center. Hamill will scoop it up and get the throw in quickly over to Gonzalez. And that's going to stop that from being anything more than a single right there. But Aquino on first now. It looks like Oklahoma may have something working. Julio Castilla comes in 1 for 3 on the day. Now Kidd coming from the stretch has the first pitch go high for a ball. And that second one is down and away, but they call that one a strike. A little shady, but hey, we'll take it. So 1-1 is where we stand right now. And that's another swing and a hit. Villegas runs up underneath it there in right field. And he'll gather that one in and fires it in before they can do any type of tag up. So 2 outs now in the bottom or top half of the 8th inning as the Longhorns lead 2-0 with a man on first and the game-tying run at home. At the plate, Shane McAtee 0 for 3 on the day as the Horns try to get out of this one. And Kidd comes home with it, and that's going to be a ball low and inside. 1-1 is the count here to McAtee. Kidd delivers. Swing and a miss by McAtee on that inside pitch. A little out of the zone, but we got him to chase it anyways. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs here, top of the 8th inning. 2-0 lead for the Longhorns. Next pitch is going to be outside for a ball, and off speed just could not bring it in enough. So 2-2 the count. Kidd delivers the pitch. And that's going to be a high fly ball down the left field side. Can Perez get it? No, just out of his reach. Perez was on his horse, just could not come up with that one. The count remains 2-2. This time he delivers that, and it's going to be a foul ball once again. So they are fighting here in Dallas. The Sooners are trying to maintain. It's a high fly ball. McAtee does. It's going to get past Perez. Hamill's chasing it down at the fence. Looks like the runner is going to come around to score. They get the ball into Ramirez, and we fire it over to third before he can get past second. That is going to be an RBI double right there. Not what you want to see by McAtee, but he's now standing on second. Longhorns lead only 2-1 with Jose Castro here to the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single there in the 6th inning. And now a hit possibly scores and runs, so we got to be careful with it. And Kidd gets the pitch count to 0-2 now after 2 skillful pitches. Looking to deliver the same thing. And he's going to blast that one past third, but they call it fair. Perez tries to gather it in the corner. That run will score as we fire it over to second, and he's going to be safe at second. Another RBI double. Back-to-back RBI doubles by McAtee and Castro here. I've got this game tied up in the top half of the 8th inning. They look like they have got Kidd's number for sure. But I'm going to give him a chance to get out of this inning. I don't like pulling pitchers too early. And Scott Burrows, maybe not the best guy to risk it against, but hey, we're going for it. I believe in my kids. So Kid delivers a 1-0 pitch, and Burrows is going to hit a high fly ball to right field. Villegas gets underneath that one and will gather it in. So this game, after 7.5 innings, is now tied at 2 apiece. And we're going to take this one into the extra innings, still tied at 2. So now we're in the top half of the 10th. I did keep the extra inning rule where the runner starts at second. I kind of like that rule. Makes things a little bit interesting and a little bit tougher. So that's how we are doing the extra inning games in this season. And now after 2 quick pitches, the count is 2-0. Pena came in to relief of Kidd, trying to get something set up and see if he can't stick with us for a couple of innings if need. So 2-2 is now the count after that foul ball. And Pena delivers it. That's going to be a high fly ball to center field. Hamill coming up underneath it. It's not far enough to advance the runner. So their man will stay at second now as we have 1 out here in the top of the 10th inning. And now it comes to the plate the next batter for the Sooners. Pena comes home with it inside on that pitch. The count is now 1-0. And now the next one will be fouled off. Good fastball, good pitch over the plate. 1-1 is the count now as Pena delivers it. Checks the runner at second, delivers high foul ball. Risky pitch right there as they did get driven at deep out of the park, but foul, so we'll take it. And he's going to check swing on that one. He had 2 strikes and could not hold it back on a low inside off-speed pitch. He could not stop himself from swinging. That will be a strikeout. 2 outs now, and that man stayed at second. Now here comes the next Sooner batter. First pitch is a grounder to Gonzalez. Gathers it up and fires it over to first. And that will get us out of the 10th inning without allowing that runner to score. So big-time defense by this Longhorn team as the game remains tied at 2 runs apiece. 7 hits for the Sooners, 4 hits for the Longhorns. Not the best offensive day from either team, but a great game either way. They're going to bring in Oliver Geronimo for the Sooners is coming in relief. Now Kenny Falk will come to the plate. And he's going to hit that first one. It's going to get past the first baseman as we have Darren Cochran there at third now. He was the last out of the 9th inning, so he started at second for this one. So he has moved over to third after that single by Falk. Cochran not known for his speed, so we've got to be careful with this one. And looking to substitute out Kenny Falk, Harvey's got a lot of speed. He's been at first base for us before, so if we do have to go back out into the field, I don't have to really worry about him defensively. So we are going to bring in Harvey at least to run for Falk. Now Jim Doyle's going to come to the plate. 0 for 3 on the day, and he gets a deep fly to left field. And that's going to be caught, but Cochran doesn't have nearly the speed, so he doesn't go. Oh, my goodness. 1 out on that one. Not quite deep enough. Now Jose Villegas comes to the plate, 0 for 3 on the afternoon as well. And they're going to check over at first. Not sure why they're completely worried about him. We only need 1 run to score. We don't need 2. And so Villegas gets sets again after that throw over. As Geronimo comes home with the first pitch, swing and a miss by Villegas. That's a good fastball, a little bit high, but is unable to make contact with it. 0-1 is a count to Villegas. Geronimo delivers the pitch. Low and outside, called for a ball. Count is evened up at 1 apiece. Now we have Cochran at third, Harvey at first. Harvey's got the speed, Cochran not so much. Villegas hits a deep fly to right. It's going to be tracking to the warning track. It's caught, but that's far enough. Harvey's going to come home. He's running in and slides across the plate, and that'll end this game in extra innings. Longhorns will take this inning, this series, and the sweep. 3-0. Win this one 3-2. Villegas comes through with a massive blast just shy of the wall once again. Longhorns falling about 4 feet shy on 2 home runs combined. As that one does drive home the winning run, though, and we will take this series. We will get back to a winning record. This one will make us 42-41 on the season. Big-time rout of our hated rivals. I think everybody can agree that OU sucks. So, with that one, big-time win. 7 hits and 2 runs for the Sooners. 5 hits and 3 runs for the Longhorns. The win will go to Pena. Oliver Geronimo will get the loss. He's 1-3 on the season. Pena has a 4-4 record after that. So big time series for the Longhorns. Way to climb back into the winning rankings as we approach basically are at the midpoint of the season. You know, I got to admit the pitching was probably the one thing on this game that held us. I'm not sure it was really bad batting. I think it was a lot better pitching um, from both of our guys, Garinger and Alonso, holding both of these teams back. But they got hits when they needed them, and until it got into the extra innings, Sooners could not get their man home. Longhorns were able to get a couple good solid shots, and that was the difference maker right there. So what a great game and what a great weekend series. Gotta love where we stand right now. Third place in our conference, working our way up. And that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. So on that note, if you have not subscribed, please remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you did like today's video and like college baseball, give us a thumbs up, as it really does help out the channel. And we greatly appreciate everything that y'all do for us here at Champ and Sons. And all the attention this series has gotten and our other series, we have seen the channel grow and expand. So just once again from me, thank y'all very much for that. It's exciting to see, and I'm glad y'all are enjoying it and a part of this journey. So with that in mind, I will see y'all in the next episode. And so until then, everybody, stay safe. And well, y'all know how it goes, right? Later, y'all.